come out your mouth is what's going to come back to you. It's the law of attraction. All men are dogs. You finna meet all of them. I never get nobody. You not. I can't lose this weight. You sure ain't. I'm going to get fit this year. Strong possibility. I'll never be rich. Promise you won't. I'm going to be rich one day. Strong possibility. That's how it works, man. It is the law of attraction. The moment you say it, you begin to change. It's the process. If you think big, you'll be big. If you think small, you'll be small. What come out your mouth is what. Let's go, let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. TGIF. Thank goodness it is Friday. The growth includes Friday. Ready to go ahead and dive into today's topic. I got a good one for today. We're going to be talking about the power of words. Such a phenomenal, great topic to go ahead and get into, to go ahead and end off the week. So before we go ahead and dive into the topic, you already know, fam, let's get a little bit of gratitude coming into the day. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let me just show you a sneak peek of the momentum that is going down inside of the business right here, just so you guys can get an idea of what is happening, right? It's called March Madness for a reason. So you guys can see this literally in a matter of the past week or so. You guys can see what's been happening. We had literally over 100 P150s, 64 P600s, 12 P1000s, 5 P5s, 5 P2s, 1 P5, and also 1 Chairman 10. So it is safe to say we are in momentum. So family, I'm grateful for God. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for the family. We've got Fran tapped in, Shane and Talina in the building. I love it. I see you guys. The manifestations are coming to fruition. I've been getting the calls. I've been seeing the messages. So trust me, the deep work is absolutely working. So let me go ahead and get live on IG. And we're going to go ahead and get into today. Crazy. I literally dropped my phone 2 days ago and shattered the back. It's time to get a new one. All right, let's go. All right, family. So I'm grateful for the morning rituals, for the morning routine. And today, this is going to tie perfectly into the topic on what we're talking about today when we're getting into the power of words. So you guys can see we're 219 days straight and really getting deep, really getting the feeling and understanding this at a deeper level. Because here's the thing. You guys are going to notice when you come really consciously aware, when you start getting around others and just listen to even 2 sentences of the words that they speak, you're going to get an idea of exactly where their head's at. If they're living in a life of lack, if they're living in scarcity, if they're living in fear, or if they're actually on the other side, right? Because you got to think about it. Whatever it is that we're speaking, we're thinking on a consciously and subconsciously at way, way higher level, right? So if we're speaking lack, that means we're thinking about it at a 10 times deeper level. So I had to really get serious about the words that we're thinking and the words that we're speaking. Day 209, I love to see it. Let's go. So as we get in today's topic, I have 2 words that I want you guys to go ahead and think about as we really get into it. You ready? Here's the main gist of today's call. Day 255, I love to see it, right? Here's the 2 main words for today. Have to and get to, right? How many times during our days do we end up saying, oh, I have to go ahead and go to the gym. I have to eat healthy today. I have to go ahead and get my morning rituals in. I have to make some calls. I got to put out a couple posts. I want to give you guys a shift that literally changed the game for me, right? When I went from thinking about have tos to get to, right? When we can change all of the things that we're constantly saying have to a get to, what does that actually turn into, right? It's a whole different level. I love it. So here's how I want to go ahead and start the day. You guys ready? This is a good one. So when we're talking about speaking, okay, when we're talking about manifesting, because to be able to manifest something, it takes pretty much 3 things. It takes the words that we speak. It takes the whatever it is we're hearing that's coming into our ear gates. And it is also important to note what it is that we're seeing. So what is that we see, hear, and speak are the 3 main pieces that it comes to really utilizing manifestation to our best interest, right? When it comes to the physical side, at least, right? So a couple different things. If the body is at a lower frequency,
it's going to be very difficult to manifest. That's why even getting into today, we're still going to be talking about what is that we're eating, what are we drinking coming into March Madness, because I know how much of a role this has to play in the energy that we have, which leads to our action, what ends up going into the results. So it starts with what frequency are we at to go ahead and start off the day. And all of this is determined by what is that we drink, the activities that we're knocking out in the morning. That's why I loved even dropping the poll. Who already has got their morning rituals out in the morning? And everybody on here, you guys have already knocked it out, right? You've been on fire. Shane, Talina, Lady Boss, Nikki, Fran, JoJo, right? I've been seeing you guys, so it's not a surprise to me why the abundance is flowing and manifesting into our lives, right? Because the deep work is being done, and we're starting to elevate at a higher frequency. And at a higher frequency, we start to attract the right people, places, and opportunities into our life, right? So this is big. So as we start getting into it, the first part, we're talking about the body, right? What is that we're eating? What are we drinking? The words that we're speaking. Now I want to give you guys something to go ahead and implement, and this is perfect time 11:11, okay? How many of you guys know whenever we see somebody stereotypically meditating, we have the legs crossed, we have the fingers in check, and we have our hands that are open, right? And if you've ever paid attention, there's a reason why we have our hands open when we're praying, when we're meditating, because our hands are open to the blessing. So I want to go ahead and do a visual of everybody real quick. If you're not driving, go ahead and role play with me real fast. Let's go ahead and role play, okay? Sit down, get comfortable, and I want you to put your arms out. And I want you to put them over your knees, okay? Put them over your knees. And I want you to just go ahead and close your eyes and just take a couple deep breaths. Just breathe normally. Go ahead and take a couple. And after you take a couple normal deep breaths, I want you to literally do something so simple. I want you to flip your hands from literally being your palms down, and I want you to go ahead and I want you to flip your palms open. I want you to go ahead and do the exact same thing, right? I want you to go ahead and just lay your hands above your knees and keep your palms open. I want you to take those same deep breaths. And I want to ask you if you felt any different just by doing something so simple. Let me know. Go ahead and drop a 2 down below if you guys felt a little bit different of an energy shift just from being able to have your palms open instead of having them closed. Go ahead and drop it down below, and I want to give you guys the science behind this as we go ahead and get to it. Let me know. Painting your vision at the perfect time. So here's the science behind this, okay? You see, when it comes to body language, if you guys ever go to an event, if you guys ever go meet somebody out in person, if you guys are ever networking, okay, I'm going to give you guys really, really big tips to understand. Body language is so important, okay? Number one, if you ever go to an event, if you ever go and network with anybody, if you ever look at somebody standing in a gas station, okay, if somebody has their arms closed, somebody tell me what this means. What does this symbolize if I have my arms closed? Without me even speaking, I can see somebody's gestures and I can have an idea of what's going on in their mind. So somebody give me an idea. What does this mean? Exactly. Shane got it down below, okay? If somebody's arms are crossed, let me ask you this question. When you cross your arms, what are you typically thinking? What are you typically feeling? I want you to be aware the next time that you go and do this today out in public because you're going to notice something. You see, we all have tendencies. We all have what's called neuroencoding. We have certain habitual patterns that we do during specific emotions that we all experience. We get tense, we get tight when we're angry, frustrated, stressed, and depressed, or in a defense mode, and we open up when we're comfortable, right? When we feel safe, when we feel protected. So exactly, right? Shane said not open to receiving. Palms open means you're ready to receive. So if somebody's closed off, it means they're not ready to receive. It means they're in defense mode. So I'll give you guys an idea, okay? When I even when I'm at an event and I see somebody's arms are crossed, guess what I'll go do? I'll literally go do this subconsciously, right? Because I've learned this at a deep level. I'll go and find literally a glass, a cup of water, and I'll go hand it to them. You see, when somebody grabs a drink, what do they have to do? They have to literally physically open up now. When somebody's open, now they're open to receive. So every time that we pray, every time that we do our blessings or we meditate, if the hands are down, if the hands are closed, guess what? That's just like our life. They're closed and we can't receive any blessings with our hands closed. So the reason why even spiritually, even the stereotypical is hands up and even like this is so the hands are open to be able to go ahead and receive the blessing. So this is big. This took me a while to really learn this, But if you really energetically can feel the difference when you guys actually look at this, I literally just have my thing fall. The energy is real. It's flowing out here. I love it. I love it. So this is as you guys start to tap in, you're gonna notice a couple different things. Here's the next thing I want to give you guys. Okay, have to and get to. Okay, have to is something that brings tension. Have to is something that brings anxiety. Have to is something that brings stress. Okay, this is hands closed. But I want you to see what it feels like when we go ahead and say, I get to. I get to go to the gym. I get to get on calls. I get to step into the highest version of ourselves today, right? I get to learn something new. I get to go ahead and sharpen my sword. You see just the energetic difference, even saying that out loud, no matter what it is that we're going to do today, I get to do it. Even if it's something that might be stressful, right? Have to take a family member to the hospital. Guess what? We get to do this because we're able to be a person of service. We're able to be that helping hand. Change the way we see things change, right? I get excited to make calls before. The old me used to get so nervous. I have to make calls because I was so used to rejection. I was so used to putting out videos and nobody could see what I saw. But you know what I realized? I get to put out content. I get to change somebody's life today. If you guys ever get that one message, it's like, yo, thank you for putting that content out today. I needed that. That literally what was the message that hit me that I've been waiting for. And I'll give you guys a perfect example. Somebody messaged me today. IG, give me a second. Okay. Somebody messaged me today, and guess what they said? Check this out. Yo, I'm ready to go ahead and get plugged in today, right? I'm going to go ahead and get on a call with you later so we can get everything ready. My man has been watching me for years, and now he's finally ready to go ahead and get started because of the consistency. Right? I get to show up every day. We get to lead by example. We get to go ahead and be the light. So that one point of period in time, I'm telling you, there's going to be people that's going to work, clocking in and day out, and they're going to realize I'm built for a lot more than this, right? You see, in 2015, I made a decision to start hanging around the sick and tired. You guys are probably like, yo, D, what? What did you just say? Yes, I said I wanted to start getting around the sick and tired. Those that were sick and tired of being broke, those that were sick and tired of being at the same level, of having dual relationships, of not being able to see what we can truly go out and get out of life. And guess what? When you started getting around these individuals, when you start literally stepping into these rituals, as you guys have started to experience, life starts to change. We start to look at the day different. We start to wake up excited. We start to have a little bit of fire burning inside. And now we're able to go out and take actions that we weren't normally used to doing. Why? Because we get to do this, right? Lady Boss Nikki, you met me at my sick and tired point. You see, people change for two reasons. They change for either desperation or inspiration. They're inspired by seeing others to win, or they're desperate and they need to go ahead and get out of that situation. You see, me in 2015, I was both. Living out of my car, I had no job, 30K in debt. I was desperate. I needed to go ahead and pay my bills. I needed to eat. I needed to be able to take a shower somewhere other than LA Fitness, right? But at the same time, I was inspired. I saw others winning. I saw others traveling. I saw others going out and creating their own brands. And I said, you know what? If they can do it, why can't we go ahead and step into the same greatness as well? The opportunity is out there for each and every one of us, family, to go ahead and step into what we deserve. Jim Rohn says it best, right? We don't get in life what we want. We get in life what we deserve. So for this next 90 days, family, if I'm being honest with you, I'm not going to be on here to be the one to tell you and sugarcoat it and say this next 90 days, listen, we can go ahead and float by. Success is just going to manifest and it's all going to just come and flow to us abundantly. Yes, I'm very big on the spiritual side of success, but at the same time, I understand that it also takes work. It also takes action, right? Writing this down every day, this is great. But none of this gets manifested without going out and taking the action, without building the store, without asking questions in the chat, without actually being able to show up and get the experience of getting out there and learning from what might seem fearful at first. But as we go out and put the action in, we get more experience. With more experience comes more data. With more data, now we can realize what it is that's working, what's not, what to double down, what to cut off. And now we're going to keep progressing on an upward slope. Right? Yes, there's going to be ups and downs, but if you pay attention to a chart, even with ups and downs, guess what? We're still going to be on an upward slope coming into the end of this year, because that's what life is about. It's about learning from our mistakes, right? Being able to analyze that and take a new action to create a higher high than where we were before, right? There's no such thing as net wishing. This business is net work. Like KT says, make a souffle. That's right. I love it. Been tapping into KD heavy. So that's my training for everybody today. Go out and be great. Today is Friday. There's individuals that have been watching you that are waiting to see if you're going to be consistent, right? Because people want to see two things. You see, people want to see if you're curious. People also want to see if you're serious, because there's a big difference. And when they know that you're serious, when they know that you're really taking this craft to a different level, people want to work with those that are progressing, with those that are striving every day. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be making all this success already. You just by leading by example, I'm telling you, you're going to inspire more people than you guys could ever even imagine. So today is a day that we've never seen before, and we will never go ahead and see again. So let's make the most of it. Most people live for the weekends. This is why they live week. For us, we're making the most of it, and we're setting up for March Madness coming down March 24th to the 26th. You guys are going to hear me talk about this all freaking month. So get your tickets. Let's pack this out and get ready, because we are just getting started. Family, with that being said, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, or have anything that you can hold in your mind. You can hold it right here in your hand. I love you, fam. You already know. It's game time.